channel. Welcome to a rough ground session on what can only be described as an absolutely glorious winter's day. We've got, I think, the maximum wind today is about 4 or 5 miles an hour, but we've got an absolutely monstrous northerly, northeasterly rolling in. So much so, I had to drive up and down the coast to have a look at a few places, and there's not actually, excuse me, you're going to have to excuse us by the way, it's the first time I've been fishing in nearly a fortnight because New Year's Eve didn't feel right. Went out anyway, as you do, and I've just had a bit of a, initially like a bit of a fever, that went away, and then I've just had this hacking cough. It seems to be a little bit better now, but being out in the cold, it's only about 3 degrees. I don't know how it'll go, but anyway, I saw the forecast today and I just thought, nah, tomorrow it's going to be like 40 mile an hour winds, back to 0 degrees, possibly snowing. I thought it's too good. It's too good an opportunity to get out. So anyway, the sea's monstrous, the tides are tiny. Proper neap tides at the minute. I think I'll have a look properly in a minute. I think that's only about a 2 metre ebb. And because the sea's so big, I'm limited on options really. So I've come I've come down the coast a bit, excuse me, and I've hopefully found somewhere that's it's definitely fishable. It's, as I say, it's a lovely day. The sun's high in the air. It's 1 o'clock, so I've probably still got three hours of proper light, maybe 2.5, 3. So I think darkness is going to be key, but we'll see how we get on here. I've come to the end of this gully, and to be honest, looking at the sea piling in, I might actually take a sensible option and just move down ever so slightly, because I just don't know. It's just got the look that it might be it might just start ripping us around. Usual setup, we've got the Com S. That is the Saltiga 14p, 103 pound, Whiplash 120 pound. Can't think. Braid leader, business end, 6-ounce sinker, Trident, start right, 60 pound. I'm going to use a hook length, 7.0 Varavas BMX on the bottom, and a 5.0 Seadra Octopus as the pennel. So without further ado, let's get it in there. And I'm going to apologise in advance because I'd like to have the camera shining on where I'm fishing, but the sun's belting straight into my face, so, well, you probably do want to look at a silhouette rather than my face, but I'm going to subject you to my face, so sorry about that. But to be honest, I'm casting that short. I probably don't need to move far at all. Just want to plop it into this gully like that, and just hope I'm not going to tighten up to it, because it will move about, and I just don't want to get sort of ripped round too much. So I'm just leaving a little bit of a bow in my line just to give those waves a bit of a chance to move the braid before the tension goes right onto the sinker, because fishing into thick heavy kelp, tighten up to it, couple of big surges, bang, you're just immediately fast, and also pretty peed off because you've just spent 10 minutes baiting up. Well, maybe not 10 minutes, but you know what I mean. So anyway, that's the crack. I'll show you some of the conditions. It is piling in. It looks amazing, like, I mean, a photographer's dream today, but slightly tricky on the fishing front, but we're out here, we're doing it. It's the 10th of Jan. It does start to get a little bit tricky at this time of year, but you never know when the sea's massive like this. It has been away for a while, which can make it more tricky, but you just got to be out there giving it a crack, haven't you? Because one thing's for sure, I'm not going to catch them on the settee or in the pub playing pool, as enjoyable as that is. So let's see what we can do. No Gary today, unfortunately, he's got other commitments, but We are way back, excuse me, we are way back to Norway at the end of next month, so very much looking forward to that. Hoping we can get stuck into some big winter cod and halibut, and especially for me some coalies on the lures, because Gary did really well on the coalies last time on the lures, but I didn't really put enough effort into it, so that's one thing I really want to have a good crack at this time. Anyway, I'll stop waffling and we'll see what happens with this cast. So the baits I've got with us today are wings, squid, and we are late in the season, so I brought some bluey with us as well. I don't know if I just had a little rattle. No, maybe not. So we'll give this there's another spot down the coast I want to try later into the dark, because I'm quite limited on spots. If you watch the videos, you've probably picked up by now that me and Gary do like to shift around. We don't really like to linger on marks for too often, for too long, but because of the conditions today, I might not have much choice, so we might just have to persevere with this mark. But so far I've chucked it into that little bit of surf there, and it does seem to be holding bottom, so hopefully there's someone swimming around in there. Feeling a lot of sort of, you can feel your gear getting pulled amongst the rock and the kelp, but I have had a couple of sort of fairly positive pull downs in the middle of it all. Not like massive bangs, but there's definitely some sort of fish-like action on there. Got about 40 minutes till bottom water. Oh, that was definitely a bite. Definitely. Are you on? Are you on? Ooh. Yep, it's on. Yep, we're in. It's going pretty crazy. First truck, first fish, probably, I'd say that must be knocking on 6. Whew. I am absolutely buzzing with that. Let us just, let's just put this rod down. I'll show you the fish. Well, starter. Here's bang. Look at that. First chuck. Easy 5. It might go 6. Beautifully conditioned fish. And he's caught in the gills, but you never know. We might be able to release him. But get in. Right folks, there he is. Whoops. All 6 pound 7 of them. Beautiful fish, he's fighting strong. Just gonna let this little bit of surge come down. And hopefully you can see that. Away you go, fella. straight off into the depths, get in. I am short a cord in the fridge, but to be honest, when a fish like that, fighting fit, ready to go back, I prefer to watch them swim off. And to be honest, I prefer to eat fish that are more in the like 2 to 3 pound range. So anyway, we'll get the next bait in, see if we can get another. Well, I am absolutely over the moon with that. Just weighed that fish, £6.7. It was hooked, but it was hooked on the sort of, I don't know what it would be, cartilage or flesh, right in the centre between the gills, so it wasn't bleeding or anything. So revive him in that rock pool, swimming around quite happily. Get a bit of air through its gills, and once I've got this rig baited up, I'll go a little bit further down the gully where it's a bit calmer and release it. So aye, not a bad start at all there. Broad daylight, small tides, but it just shows you've sometimes just got to get out there and try your luck and follow your nose, because you never quite know what's lurking under the water. So that was taken on wing and squid, and the next chuck, I don't know what's going on with this rig. I'm going to put half a wing on, and I think I'm going to put a little bit of bluey on as well. So it's only a small gully this, it might just be one rogue fish, or there might be a handful of them in there, but keep going and we'll see what we're going to pull out. So excuse me, chest. Yeah, pretty good start that. It's strange for a fish that size, so close and in such shallow water. It did give us a few pulls, but they weren't exactly massive. So I don't know if I'd just taken the bait and then decide to sit there in the kelp. Anyway, get this one baited up, see what else is out there. Right, so what I've done, just cut a bit of bluey to size, more or less the same length as me half wing. I've just butterflied it there. I put me hook into the bait mate, butterfly underneath. Whoops, there's a little bit fiddly this, and then using the paper clips on the back of the hook, just push that wing down onto there, like so. Get your elastic. You gotta remember when you're picking your elastic up with one hand to try and remember to keep your bait mate level, otherwise it falls off, comes off, and it's annoying. So give that one something down, not too heavy. I like to use the the wings still when they're still frozen solid, because these aren't, they're not salted, so as soon as they're out the box they will thaw, even on a chilly day, but once the sun's on them they will thaw out quite quickly. Use salted, you'll get a bit more life out of them. Personally, salted, unsalted, I just use them however they come from the person I buy them off, so so that's pretty much it. I don't really have an opinion on it either way. I'm sure they both work. Well, these definitely work because nothing I've used this season's been salted, and I've had a reasonable amount of half decent fish. So I just keep going up and down, and each time you pull that bait on and off, you can just afford to go a little bit tighter. When it's frozen, it's a lot easier to work with, and because I've butterflied the outer skin of that bluey onto the bottom of the metal, it slides off easier than what a slightly thawed out wing will do. So just go once more up and down, like so. Pull that off. Get me excuse me. Get me octopus hook 1, 2, 3. It is a bit offset, that hook, so I'll try and kind of bear that in mind when I'm putting it through. Yeah, it's a nice bait ready to go on the stand. Just shows what amazing predator spot are, because even though they just look big and fat and docile, the sea's absolutely raging. There's loads of colour. Even on the small tide amongst these gullies, there'll be a lot of undertow and pull. And it's just coughed up that rockland there. I don't know if you can see it. And that's only, I mean, I'm guessing that's only been eaten in the past hour or two, something like that. So even in all of that craziness out there, they're still more than capable of finding food. And I suppose that is the beauty of evolution. Right folks, this one's been in for about I'd say 20-25 minutes, and it's got the look of potentially being hung up, so I'm just we're out. Maybe got a weight on this actually. Just a bit of weight, I think. No, we've got a little cod snack on there, and it's even hooked. It's quite a light. In fact, you know what? Given the season I had last season, the amount of rockland I caught, but the amount I haven't caught this year, I'll show you that one. It's quite a light coloured fish, him actually. Some people don't like the rockland, but you know what? I don't mind them. So we'll get him back, get another bait out. Right, next chuck. Half a wing and that bit of bluey. Tide will be starting to turn now, so this has been my third cast. If I don't get anything the next couple, I'll probably have a shift, because I like to move about. So that must be all of about 20 yards. Right, we'll get this next bait sorted out. Ah, what a way to start the day, eh? And to be fair, it might be what a way to nearly end the season, because it gets to this time of year and it does get a bit tricky. So the next few weeks, as soon as those winds turn westerly, the sea flattens, my thoughts are going to be turned towards the Hole's Nest, because I do love fishing down there. It's nice when you've had a full winter of sort of rock hopping, heavy ground, heavy gear, being able to get down there with the lighter rods. For me anyway, just speaking, I can only speak for myself, but I like to switch down to the T800s, Aerotechniums, light line, whack them out, let them sit in the tide. And I don't know, there's just something I really enjoy about beach fishing, especially if you're lucky enough to pick up a few cod. But for now, keep our attention firmly focused on the job in hand, which is heavy ground curd fishing. definitely just had a proper go at that. Yep. That was really knocking away that. It's not very big, but we've got some of that. I think that's popped off. Small one, pound and a quarter, something like that. So just nicely hooked. Hope you can see that in the scissors. That octopus hook. That will go out there. Here's one more quick look at them. Tiny, lovely little cod. Get them back. Right, folks, I think that's it. I've had a couple of knocks on this, but right, well, yeah, not a lot of bait on either. That is excuse me. That is the end of what's been a very, very enjoyable first session of 2026. Excuse me. Short and sweet. 3 fish, 1, which is definitely the best of the winter season, £6.7. Over the moon with it, really happy to watch it go back as well. Fantastic day to be out in the wilds of Northumberland, just taking it all in and lucky enough to get a few fish as well. So, Happy New Year everyone. Hope you've had a good start to the new year in terms of your fishing, whatever you've been out and about and up to. Thanks as always for watching. It is, as I always say, but there's a reason I say it, it is very, very much appreciated. The support and encouragement and everything that people give the channel is fantastic. So thank you very much. Anyway, that's a wrap. Tide's coming in. I need to get off this gully, get back the car and get warmed up. So thanks as always for watching. Tight lines, keep fishing, and we'll see you somewhere soon.